What I'm about to share here, it will kill you. You can manifest whatever you want, like literally beyond what you even imagine is possible. How? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna explain everything in this video, but this is also going to require sacrifice. And I don't mean like manifestation, it's effortless, you don't have to do shit. Because this construct of reality manifests something, so you don't have to move a finger, lift a finger, whatever. So you can turn the water into wine or any other thing. Now, you first need to understand, and then you need to apply what I will share here. So like, let me give you a hook. You can manifest not $1 million, you can manifest $100 million, or whatever. Whatever you think it's a thing is not a thing. You can manifest a girlfriend. You're in a virtual reality, basically. You can manifest a girlfriend that has a DNA and a character set that you specifically wrote down. Now, this level is called creator. Okay. In this level, you will no longer be experiencing reality as something happening to you and around you. So I advise you that there is a spoiler alert as sacrifice. Before you ever came into this incarnation, look at this, as a world of people that are having like either just immersion in their everyday lives or they're having spiritual awakening or whatever. Like, how is this world constructed? Where did you come here from? It's not easy to remember what you did previous to this life. It's kind of not that easy. You have to meditate, and then also life is about you, being human, being in this Sims simulator. So even if you are looking to like, where is like singularity, where is infinity, where is God, where is my higher self, where all this like came from, it's not so easy to see from this first person immersion. So I'm going to basically describe it all to you on an intellectual level, and then if you want to go, you can check it out for yourself. And if you don't want to check it out, but you resonate with what I'm saying, you will be able to use what I've expanded here as a methodology to create your own universe. Now, first of all, we all say we are the universe that is experiencing itself through like, yeah, but like, what does that mean? So actually, it's kind of mind-blowing. I had an experience where I was the universe. Now, maybe you did so if you had ayahuasca or something like this, like, but in my experience, or multiple experiences of me being the universe, I created everything. And this was weird because it was not in this human perspective. So if I created everything, then what rules apply to me in this first person avatar? Well, more or less, there's only one rule. Choose something, and you can't choose for others. Choose something, anything, and you can't choose for others. This is the limit, this is the cap of your creation. Choose out of infinite, whatever you can imagine, you can project as this reality. Whatever occurs as an idea in your mind, you can project that idea into physical reality. Now, usually, and you can't make it seen, or you cannot make it affect others if they're not invited to join from their own free will. Okay. Now this is where things get complicated, because I had this conversation with a friend, and he was saying, I'm going to Asia to change the map. Okay, so life is like an RPG. You have different maps. So when you go to live in Asia, you go live in Dubai, or you go live in New York, or you go live in the jungle, it's always a completely different immersion, and your emotions and your mind, your neuroplasticity starts to operate within that map. You become a person based on your surroundings. Otherwise, you're just a consciousness, and you have a DNA vehicle, which is the body, which can move and respond to environments. So this is your avatar. Your consciousness is blank, and your avatar has learned to respond to environments, and then when you put it out of an environment, the energetic tissue, your energetic clothing of who you are as a person, that becomes defragmented, and by interacting with another environment, you create a different role. Okay, and role is how you respond to environments. So who you are is how you respond to your environment. And the memory of the things in your environment that you have played with that you have not finished playing with. So this is called your karma. Okay? And this is why you have to wake up every day, because through the automatic design of this simulation, you will wake up every day to all the things that you sampled in your energetic system that are going to then be projected around you, so you can still play again and again until you finish your game. Now, when you finish your game, it's called an ego death, because all of a sudden nothing makes sense anymore, and you don't want to play with this stuff anymore, and now you're like, nothing makes sense. And then you are reborn, because as soon as you defragment your reactions to environment and you're in the blank, what happens? Oh yeah, you find new things that are kind of interesting, you start to give them attention, you put them in your memory, and now you're getting a new identity. So quantum shifting is basically knowing how to transform your energetics so you can shift from one identity into another. And as you shift, also your reality and your external timeline will shift. Your timeline is projected by your memory. So if you have been one person your whole life and you haven't even went through like stages of defragmentation and like maturing, going through rites of passage, maturing into a new identity, becoming from a teenager, becoming a young adult, then becoming like mature, I don't know, like, what are these? Like you go from baby to toddler, then you go be teenager, then you become a hunter, then you become adult. Now if you never change who you are, well, it's not for you, because too much energetic memory is going to be disturbing you if you're trying to make a quantum shift or manifest something that is completely new, because your whole energetics will resist it. Now, what I did and how I know this, what I'm about to tell you, how the architecture of reality works, is because through my rites of passage, when I was 33, I went through a complete dissolution. So I stayed as consciousness, and all of my energetics defragmented, but then my body also disappeared, and then the world disappeared. Okay? So what is left, you can't think, you can't do stuff because you don't have this. And from this perspective, I was also able to go into perspective of I am universe creating itself as this infinite simulation, and then other perspectives. So let me tell you something, first of all, about this universe. This universe is a simulation that is a subset of the larger God mind. And what is important to know, there is this thing that is called nirvana or liberation. This is when you go between lives, but you can do it when you're still here, your body is still alive. Now you're breathing. Life is an animation, so it's always in motion. If you stop life, the movie that is playing here, the simulation would pause. It will freeze. And you can go out of body, but not like out of body experience like you're somewhere else. But you're at the baseline of these scenes that are being loaded into your view, because basically you're just pure consciousness. So scenes are being loaded into your view by this universal console that is a part of a larger God mind console. Now let me make this really simple. If you would stop, like meditation, interacting with your thoughts, emotions, subconscious body sensations, needs and wants. Asceticism. Yes. Well, ultimately everything would dissolve into what? A black box. So a black empty space. That is called the void. That's what the Buddhist monks aim for is nothingness, right? Because it's the void, is a void that has no content. Now from the void, you can access different content because you can come back into this content, it loads back into this empty space, and now your consciousness immersed with your first person. Or you can go, like Buddhist monks, it's actually like a brotherhood of people that play video games throughout the multiverse. First they meditate, they go to the void, then they learn how to change the channels vertically so they can go into a different video game, be like Jedi warriors. So you're like meditating here in this reality, but actually you're just transposed into another reality where you're a Jedi. So it's like Sony PlayStation. Before Sony PlayStation, people went into monasteries to become boys club that play video games throughout the multiverse. Okay, Shaolin monks, whatever. Right, that's the practice. And this institution was kind of like, you don't want to interact with this world because you're done with this world, because you've been here in the map and you experience this world. So you retreat to hang out with the boys and play video games in the multiverse. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about shifting vertically. I'm going to talk about shifting horizontally, meaning in this world, in this map, changing the map. So you are in the map because you are who your identity, your here identity is formed because you're responding to the map. So there's always stimuli, environment teaches you something, you're processing that stimuli, you're making desires and intentions based on the stimuli, you interact with the environment. To be in nirvana means to be free of rebirth cycle, which means basically stop interacting with the content. Because if you decide to stop interacting with the content, your energetic memory defragments, now you don't have to interact with the content anymore. But who are you now? You don't have to incarnate anymore because you finished your play. You don't want to play, well, you are the universal I am that is playing everybody everywhere all at once, but you're choosing to play, and as long as your role is entertaining in your first person game, bam. Okay, so we're talking here about enhancing your lifestyle. Horizontal gameplay, being able to quantum shift to enhance your lifestyle. So I said $100 million. I'm not fucking joking. I'm not over. Like, I've tested all of these things. First of all, tested to the point where I was invoking manifestation or literally everything into my timeline and all these things will appear. I was not actually in need of $100 million or anything other than just understanding how reality works. So I invoked different things and they all just showed up as a movie. Okay? 100 million, whatever, I said lottery ticket fall into my lap out of the sky and it's a winning lottery ticket, showed up out of the sky like this, bam. So nothing you don't even have to do, because the organizing principle is there is no world time. This is an aspect of the simulation that you are creating. You are the universe, remember? So first of all, your consciousness. And the consciousness has the console that is called the universe. So the universe is the console is manifesting a reality. The console is created in this way. It creates a reality and an avatar inside of that reality. The avatar and reality can be both updated at the same time. When you update your avatar energetic memory, the reality updates, or you interact in a physical or sensual manner with the reality gives you information that updates your thinking processes, your reactivity, then reality upgrades. So you quantum shift always yourself together with the reality around you. Now, I did this to such a degree that I went even to larger shifts when people around me that I know became different people. Okay, so like your mom, dad, girlfriend, whoever, they can become different characters. If you shift your script, then the construct of reality, your memory, your script, your projection template, you shift the construct of reality, you shift who you are, what you expect reality to be, people around you start to emulate your reality, they become different people. To a degree of where you want to go. Okay, or sometimes they don't change, but then you change the map. You change the country and then people show up. there are going to be support roles in your investigation, in your script. So all the ideas that you may have, they already exist as potential realities inside the universe console. To select an idea, you need to double down on one idea, and all of your other premises that are not in sync are creating quantum instability, which means you want to have, let's say, $1 million now in front of you, and this is not in your reality right now. You have to sit with your program and rewind your program to where nothing is left from your program other than what you selected. Okay? Now, first of all, I said this is a construct, so everything is happening in the void. The void is black space, is the vacuum, and you are pure consciousness, so none of this is real. It's like, it's network. Everything is woven from vibrating atoms, okay? So this, how everything is woven, has an instruction template. This is why we say mind over matter. So when you're having ideas, you're actually browsing the instruction template. This is how your mind, how your third eye works. You're browsing ideas, you're getting these inspirations, right? So you're actually in the level of this chakra. You're operating the causal template. Mind over matter. From the causal template reality, you select something, and this becomes anchored into your reality. Okay? And outside of blackness, where all of this is going on, there is a whiteness. There is the multiverse and infinite whiteness. Now, the whiteness is source singularity, and then there are other dimensions, and this is not important. The only thing to understand that this simulation, the beginning of this simulation is darkness. And this darkness is like a shoebox that does not allow light inside of it. And if you ever heard of camera obscura, that's the way that people used to do photographs before they even invented like modern cameras. There was just a box with a tiny little hole. The tiny little hole, the box inside was black, so the tiny little hole would allow light to come in. The light would actually project an image on the wall of this shoebox. Okay, so there's a hole here, there's a box, and then on this wall, what is outside would be projected by the light stream that was going through the point. So through the point, okay, you can project something, it becomes an image on the black box. This is how your negative universe works, or negative, I mean black. Darkness is inverted light, so it does not show energy or vibration. Now it is alive and potent because all universe is imagination vibrating, and you are consciousness, so you're the imaginer or the dreamer. And you have pre-installed different consoles like Sony PlayStation, whatever, to run your simulation so you can be a player inside of your avatar. Make sense? Now, there is a point from which light is emitted and everything is woven into this creation. So quantum vibration becomes atoms and you're experiencing tangible reality. You are imagining that through a presetted console, and you are projecting through a point. You, who are you? You are consciousness, so you have no space, form, or dimension. You can shrink yourself down into a point and experience self as a point. Now, what I'm saying about the whiteness, the darkness, the point, I experience myself as these. You are not then a person, you're not then an avatar, you're not then a human, you're not this. You are yourself being shrunken down in a point. Contemplate. What are you when you shrunk down into a point? You see what I mean? Now, through the point, you project. This becomes a light vibration looming inside of this space, so you can project whatever you want. Now, as a person, you have a more complex template of memory where all of your projections are, because here's a complex reality, so you're projecting all of these things all at once. Your human life is like, you have a pattern, okay, and this pattern, your unique individuality pattern, is your projection template. So, can you change who you are? Yes, definitely, because you're a point projecting yourself as a pattern that then becomes like a human experience where you're interacting with different realities. Is this easy to do? Can be, and not necessarily. because it feels like complete dissociation from reality if you're going to delete all of your patterns. And to associate back into a map, into reality, takes time. So I did this a couple of times, and it takes me about, like, it's like you become a baby and you're newborn in this reality, and you need to touch everything from like base level again. Okay? Now you can leave dormant memories, like operating a fork and a knife. You can leave this, but you can also delete them. Now, no need to delete everything. You just want to delete aspects of your gameplay that are not in compliance with having something in front of you right now. If you project that from the point, from the 0 point, you will feel like you can visualize something being in front of you right now, and it's not here. And you can like describe, like, let's say you want a girlfriend, and you can describe what she's into, what her lips like, what her eyelashes like everything down to detail. If you can visualize, and she's not probably arriving and just like sitting next to you at that very moment, or you imagine $1 million, $100 million, whatever, in front of you in a form, some physical form. What happens is it's not there right now. Now, in the point, there is no time. So why something is not there right now? Because current reality is a refresh feedback loop. So it's the screen that is looming the reality could reload itself. Okay, in this way, yogis can teleport, or Harry Potter can like jump time, space, or whatever. Like, this is energetically learning how to loom yourself out of this reality. Now, this may freak you out, because I told you, like, when I did like Kriya, and this, like, body disappears and you're just left with no reality. And then you go inside with your will to like invest, and then your body reappears. So this is, you have to be more ascetic, okay, and not interact with reality, but just interact with the architecture of reality, not the gameplay. You see what I mean? If you want to experience like this type of like dematerializing, walking through a wall, quantum jumping, like teleport or something, it's all possible, but you have to not interact with like reopen feedback loops with other things that you get interested in, emotionally connect to. So first things first, if you want to be like this, more fluid, more able to shift between the timelines, every morning before you interact with the world, you start with your energy. All of your energy is coming to you here. So when you interact with something, you go like, hey, let's play with this, and then bring your energy back. This goes with people, or just your toys, or your computer, whatever, your project. Before you go into project, you're nobody, and you don't exist, and then you see anchors in your timeline where you're like, okay, my phone, I have a business project there. You go to your phone, you open your energy, you immerse yourself in that, you do business, you bring that, you close that portal. So it's first energetic mastery of all the tabs that you keep open. Otherwise, when you're living human life, you're just keeping relationships open. You're just keeping everything open all the time, and then you get stressed because there's too much information in your RAM memory, but nobody ever told you that you can like finish something on that day. So every day also, when you go before going to sleep, you take the energy back from your day, rewind your day. This is like some practice that Rosicrucians did. Like, you rewind your day mentally, you take all of your energy back, you go to sleep, you go to the emptiness. Open up your day, open up every interaction like this, open, do stuff, close. Martial arts, right? Open, fight, close. Otherwise, you get crazy, because like you get out of that ring, and still the demon is on, and you're still like, you're going like Conor McGregor losing his mind. And because in his martial art, whatever it is, mixed martial art, like if he went Muay Thai first and learned to do this, he wouldn't be losing his mind. He's losing his mind because he's fighting in his mind when he's not in the ring. So everything is personal all the time. He's like all the time proving himself over an opponent that is not existing. He's driving a Bentley, he's driving a yacht, he's all the time in a fight mode, like always projecting violence towards some, like people are not there, you're not like in a fight, bro, right? But he's not closing. So you open, you fight, or you open, you have sex, make love, whatever. You open, you do business, you close, you close, you close. Okay? Now you have all of your energy here. You can program it for whatever you want, or you can keep it empty. Now when you can empty out yourself, then you can also shift into whatever infinite timelines you can browse, just like with the remote control. So easy to anchor yourself into a timeline. So this is just your manifestation quantum shifting basic hygiene. Okay, now I'm going to finish this. The infinite white light that is outside the box looks like this. The shapes and forms, they start to kind of like dissolve there in the light. You see? It goes away. It stops to be like a shape. Here, form. Cool? The form is vibration. Vibration is consciousness. Consciousness is first in this emptiness quantum field. So there you are shifting channels from, you find the center of your being, you find a point, you anchor yourself in the point, now you shift. You visualize, you see something is in front of you. This woman is blonde, she's beautiful, beautiful smile, beautiful eyes, beautiful eyelashes, beautiful body, and she likes to cuddle, and no. Alright, so where is she? Well, there is this thing. Your template here, your body, right? Now here's what was doing. Like my body is releasing the template. Because here I have my new girlfriend and here I have my, million, okay? So before they show up, and this should not worry you, baseline manifestation, like act like this is already true, right? But not just act, feel, okay? In your body you have to feel. So when you see the projection, you're already selecting the timeline. And these things are about to show up in your timeline. Now, beautiful, I don't need to know her name, let's discover that, let's leave it a mystery. But like, money is also like cash or check or whatever. I see cash, I don't know why, so let's keep it like that, I don't mind. It's spendable. And then what I want to remove the projection template from my body on an energetic level that keeps me from going into that, synchronizing with that movie. Because my current projection template is keeping me in some movie. Now in this movie, I can show you what's right here. It's like avocado and empty chair. So it's not the money and the girlfriend, okay? It's not here. Now although like visually in the mind screen, in the third eye, I can see it there, I can be also like girlfriend, 9 out of 10. So she might show up tomorrow because I'll sleep, and then 10 out of 10 align with that timeline. Money, 7 out of 10. So still some choices, because reality is subscription based. Your projection template is a subscription to some ideas and experiments that you're doing when you're like interacting with your previous girlfriend or something, right? Or you like scrolling Tinder and you're opening 3 chats and then you want to close them but you didn't close. Now your template is like, but what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Right? So you can create reality when you have like all 3 girlfriends together if you want, or you can create reality where you need to specify by subscription, by choice. Now subscriptions are kept in the subconscious mind, so if you don't know how to browse your subconscious mind, basically you don't know what your subscriptions are. But you can energy test and see how aligned, and then you can tell your body close the previous subscriptions or realign these previous subscriptions so they can all show up. Like I have this girlfriend and I also have my other wife and my other girlfriend, and I have also this money all in the same scene put together, or cancel out my ex-wife and like put me a new girlfriend here, and then cancel out this work where I was doing something trying to sell this and trying to sell that. I'm just going to focus on, okay, because mind, okay, mind is an extension. Now first of all, your mind, make up your mind. So when you're making up your mind is not just your here little personal story. and these choices, and then subscriptions that you load into. Your mind is also the superconscious and the console. Remember this, you're the universe, so you have the higher mind, the console that is playing that you are an avatar in a movie, and then you have a subset of that mind. Everything is the mind, okay? The whole construct, the whole video game is the mind. Your personal mind is a subset of that mind. Your subconscious mind is where your subscriptions are. It's all one mind. From 0 point, you are changing the mind, you're changing the reality. You're not changing your mind. You're also changing your thinking pattern, your subscription pattern, and your reality pattern, however your timeline is woven up to appear from the quantum little vibration. Okay? So this shifts you. Who are you in the 0? Your emptiness. So you're just loading a different scene. In this scene, there's a different guy, different you, different template, different subscription, and your subconscious is doing this on a default. It's like saying, hey, but what about, like, let's say we go for $1 million, but what about the thing where we wanted to, like, do this project to make this money with this, with that. And you're going to say, okay, let's put the $1 million first and then still do the project, or cancel out that project, or do them separately. Okay, because the subconscious associates, it's a network, it associates vibrations. So, like, if you're thinking about money, your subconscious is going to bring, and your higher mind is also going to bring all the ideas that you're having around money. And they can all be separate, so I'm just like having $1 million here on the table, and then I'm having this other project when I'm earning incrementally €100 per hour being a kindergarten teacher, amounting to a €1,000 after 10 classes with children, which then I'm separating into a separate slide where I'm like, I'm doing that when I go into the kindergarten, and here I'm manifesting $1 million, and it's not like necessarily associated vibrationally, because it's just like money, and then what you want to do with money, what you want to do with these hundreds, what you want to do with these thousands, what you want to do with these millions. You keep it like, I don't know, different bank accounts, right? You know what I mean, like your business account, your personal account. So you like split it, and then okay, here is this money is for this and this for that. Okay, another thing, your life is going to project every subscription until you unsubscribe on a default. If you're not going into your energetics and like reworking these subscriptions, mood boarding these subscriptions in a different way, merging movies, canceling subscriptions, going into different channels, going into new subscriptions, this will change you, this will change what you perceive around you, and it will change how you feel. So on a default, if you're not doing it energetically, life's going to do it for you. It's going to loop the movie of your reality to whatever is a habitual preset of who you are. And you're going to see the same reality every day. And then you're going to make small cosmetic choices, like let's start going to the gym, and then when you sleep, it's slowly going to insert that into a movie, and then we're going to like intend for like a couple of weeks, and then finally one day you're going to wake up and let's say, let's go to the gym. And so it's a habits are kind of like enforcing what is playing in your reality. Well, habits are here. They're the template that projects the reality, actually. If you change the habit from the inside, because it's memory, it's an energetic subscription, then you replace it with a different one. Or you introduce a different one from the browser, the console, and then say, it doesn't want to fit in my body because it feels like I have this idea about having $1 million or this beautiful girlfriend or whatever, but then, like, can I ground it? And your body says, but. So these are then these buts, where you feel resistance to being that person. It's like your subconscious saying, what should I do with this movie? Because you planned ahead and you then are attached to these objects, and if I move you into this movie, you have to cancel out this object from your life, you have to cancel out this object, you have to cancel out this object, you have to cancel out these people, you have to cancel out all of these things that you subscribe into. It's a script that's going to have you see that person again, run into that person in the street, run into that potential business partner later, and so you don't know this because it's a script. It's like why do you want to know? Like you want to just play and the movie goes, right? But then, oh, funny that I ran into you here because I wanted to talk to you about the project. You know, when this happens, you ran into somebody, you see somebody, and you're like, oh, I meant to talk to you, right? Because it was in the script. So now when your body is saying, I don't know, maybe like resistance to this idea, it's like, what to do with this, what to do with this, what to do with this. All of these were anchored in for you, for your character to experience. Now this is your karma. So do you want to rewrite everything because it's going to be prompted, or you want to cancel out everything? You see? So if you want to cancel out, then you just sit and the energy will transform. And you will feel like you say, okay, 0 point, project this movie, $1 million new girlfriend, blah, 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 cancel out, defragment this script. And you may also want to know that you don't need to then go crazy with your ego defragmentation and be suicidal and think you're having a dark night of the soul, whatever. You can say, while you're defragmenting, allow me to sleep, or I don't want to see, like I want to go plant mode and I want to firewall all of this information. If you don't firewall information from your script, the script is going to send prompts into your consciousness saying, what about this, what about this, what about, and just send a million tabs, and now you need to kill a million tabs. This is people trying to meditate. Oh, did I left the oven on? Oh, what about going eating a sandwich? Oh, how about smoking a cigarette? Oh, what about? And then now you have to endure all of these tabs, and these tabs are designed that they want to move your body into action and have the movie roll. So when you meditate, it's like, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about... No, if you say, hey, subconscious, like, dissolve my thoughts and my subconscious subscription, I'm just going to stay here in the emptiness. Now your intelligence understands this, it puts a firewall here, and all of these things are transforming energetically, moving you into emptiness, and then either loading your money and your girlfriend, or they're loading emptiness. Go fucking do something.